And people are like, well, you get into HR, you have horns. And I'm like, I worked at Fear Factory. I've got like 3 pairs of horns in my closet. What one do you do? Like, I'm going straight up.
What pairs of wear straight?
You know, and plus it helps that like I grew up in an area where it's like, I'm just a regular human being, and I believe that, in HR, yes, we're there to protect the company, but we do that by making sure that the company follows the laws and treats everyone fairly, which means that if you need an accommodation, like, yeah, we might need you to go get some stuff from your doctors, but we're going to help you, because we want you to do your best so that you can be productive. And then that ultimately makes the company productive. So it's a hard thing to, even bring up because there's lots of people that are like, no, I'm just going to figure it out. I don't want to have to ask for help. They want to be able to do it themselves. Like asking for help is somehow a sign of weakness. And I see that even in my kids, where our oldest just started 7th grade and she couldn't find her locker. And I'm like, well, did you ask for help? Did you look on a map? And she was like, well, no, like, I'll just figure it out. And it's like, it's okay to ask for help, guys. Like,
Yeah,
it's not hard.
I actually do have a really hard time asking for help when I need it. But I've gotten better because like we had to be like, we are strong, independent people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was another conversation we had with our kids is like, you guys growing up versus us growing up is very, very different. We had to be strong. Some of us, like, our parents weren't always the best ones to help guide us through certain situations, or they were working all the time and they weren't around as much. We didn't have as much hands on, and every parent was different, right? And there was nothing wrong about that. It was, they were doing the very best that they knew how to do at the time. And I mean, hey, we all survived. I mean, we grew up, we made it all right. And, but there also wasn't the fear of social media like there is now. There wasn't as many predators that we were aware of, or they didn't have as much access to us as they do now, and even like kids earlier and earlier. Like I remember my first phone, I think I was in junior high is when I got my very first phone. It was one of those super old Nokia bricks, like the little tiny one. And I was just excited when the T9 came out and we could like predict text.
Those were awesome to like push the button 5 times to get to the right. And then you're like, oh man, I missed it. I have to do it again.
Though I was super good at knowing what buttons to push and how many times. Like I didn't even have to look at my phone to text a full sentence. It was great. But like kids now, like I got my daughter a phone, and it was just one of the little watch phones, but I got one for her when she, like, as soon as she started daycare, like right around kindergarten. So but I also, at that time was a single working mom. So I needed to be able to reach her.
Yeah.
And,
know where she was.
Yeah.
So it's scary. We just live in a totally different world. And there's like, man, the shenanigans that we got up to.
We had so much fun. I just like go through my closet of like the shoes that I still have, because I remembered every time we had a photo shoot, I had to get the outfit. So I had to look at what corset was I going to buy. Corsets were like the thing. We had so many corsets. I have so many. They're all in my grandmother's cedar chest that I have. And I've just got all these. It was crazy. I know. I'm like looking at them now going, I don't even know if I'll fit. Like, I don't even know. But like, we had our outfits, we had the ideas, and it was like, hey, someone would come do our hair and makeup. And, like, it was just fun. It was creativity with a lot of bending.
Lots of bending.
And really weird. I'm actually very surprised we did not have more injuries. I think I'm the one that got injured the most.
Probably. You are the most adventurous of us. Like, if anybody had an idea, you would be like the first to be like, yep, I'll do it.
Let's try it.
Let's go.
And be like, I don't know that I can bend this way, but we're going to give it a go.
Oh, man. I remember going to the sugar mill and doing that rock star photo shoot.
Yes, that was so fun.
But it looked really, really cool. But I could have fallen through the floor. There was just bat poop everywhere.
Yeah. But you looked so good doing it, though.
I know. It was so fun. I would do it all over again.
I took some of the inspiration from that because I decided that once I lost the baby weight, I needed to go do a bunch of photo shoots. And so I took some of that inspiration because I went from being blonde to the darker hair. And we went out to Memory Grove. Yeah, because before I was doing like this really dark purple and it looked almost black, but then you get it in the sun and it was like this really pretty purple. Cool. But we went to Memory Grove and I did something similar. I put on my big old demonia boots and my white pants. And like someone's like, all right, who wants to be brave and put lingerie on? And we're going to walk down the aisle of this really nice church. And I'm like, let's do it.
I'm in.
We got this. Is there anybody in here? We're just going to walk really fast.
Man, we have a lot of fun though. I was just thinking about all that stuff the other day. I don't remember what brought it up, but I remember just like going all over the place to do all kinds of crazy photo shoots. And there wasn't like, we never got paid. Like we maybe raised money for charity or something, but it was just creative minds working together to do a thing, right?
I just loved the way we made these women feel because it was a group where, I mean, yeah, we had Kayla, who was, she had modeling experience and she's, an Amazon and gorgeous. And
I am actually going to interview her.
Oh, good. I messaged her and was like, oh, Amanda's doing this. And she's like, yeah, so I messaged. And she's like, she probably has so many though. And I'm like, her story is incredible. I've kept tabs with her over the years and she is a warrior woman. Like she's so good.
Well, and like, so all these people that I've met over these like 20 years, I can't believe. That's one of the things that I like about Facebook and social media is that I can watch these people, these incredible women that I've connected with and men, some men, but most of them are women because I really needed that sisterhood, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about you in high school. I didn't really have like friends that were girls that I hung out with. I had my boyfriend's friends.
Yeah.
And so I really needed that with sisterhood, especially when I wasn't checking all those boxes in our religion, because I had a lot of people that could have been my friends turn their back on me because that's like what they were kind of instructed to do. Like, don't associate with people that aren't living up to these standards. So like I lost that sisterhood. And I think once we started doing our thing, I kind of could get what that felt like.
Yeah. I mean, and just the confidence that we brought the ladies that we were with, right? I mean, because we did have people like Kayla who were just amazing. But we also had women of all shapes and sizes, all height, all body shapes, all body types. And, I remember we did one of the runway shows at the Fifth, which is no longer in existence, by the way. They shut it down.
Really?
Yeah, it's gone. So we had our stage, and I remember one of the girls, she was a little bit smaller and I'm a little bit rounder, and we had put her in this lingerie, and she walked out onto the runway and she came back in and she was crying. And I was pissed at first. I was like, okay, who did what to you? I'm going to go beat them up. Like, we're going to hammer down. And she looked at me and she's like, I've never felt more beautiful than I have in this moment. And I started bawling because I was like, oh my gosh. And like her husband was out in the crowd and he's whistling at her and he's like, that's my wife.